Hello everybody, this is Captain Jirwa bringing you a PO Live today. I have not been on PO in quite a while, but the reason that we are going to be on PO today is because PO has implemented a sort of XYRU beta, although since this is PO, they call it LU, I believe, but it's RU. At least I like to think it's RU. So, as you know, last generation RU was my favorite tier, and when I heard that PO had kind of beta stage of XYRU, I definitely wanted to try this out. So today, just gonna probably be playing a couple battles just to kind of give you guys a little look into XYRU. It's probably gonna be completely different by once everything gets texted and all that, and once there's certain bans and things move up and down and around. But we can still just play with it now. My team that I made is kind of based around some 5th gen UU threats that are now in RU, and then some just old standard RU threats, and then just belly drum on Bird and Slurpuff, just because I thought that Slurpuff is probably a decent fairy in this tier. There's not too many other fairy options, and because I got swept by it in OU once, so might as well use it. So anyway, let's just try to find a battle here. When I was battling before, I was able to find battles pretty much immediately, but it looks like we're going to have to wait a little bit here. But while we're waiting, I can just mention that I am at home right now. I'm home for spring break, not in college, so no roommate, none of that stuff. But my parents are asleep right now, so I have to be kind of quiet. Can't really yell out loud or anything, but anyway, we got a battle here. Interesting. I thought Aerodactyl was actually UU, but apparently not. So he's probably going to lead with either Aerodactyl or Ambipom. And once I can get Stealth Rocks up, he actually has everything is neutral to that, so that would actually be really good to do. But the Aerodactyl can't have Taunt, so leading with Azelf is not the best idea. This is Focus Sash Azelf, so if he leads with Ambipom, he can just fake out to break it and all that stuff. So I definitely don't want to lead off with that. I'm actually just going to lead off with Rotom Cut. This is a modest Rotom Cut with some HP EVs. It's got Modest, and it's, obviously got Resto Chesto. So this turn, I'm just going to go straight for a Volt Switch. He is just going to fake out me, and actually that's actually going to be able to kill me off next turn. So I'm going to go right into Escavalier. But he apparently did not realize, or didn't either predicted that or whatever. But he just U-turned out, which kind of sucks. He sends in Gourgeist. If I'm not mistaken, this thing can burn me. So I definitely don't want that to happen. I can go right into Nidoqueen, and that was very odd, because I could have just OHKO'd him there with a Choice-Banded Mega Horn. So now, I'll just go for a Sludge Wave. That's actually neutral, that's right, because Ghost does resist. That restored so much health. That restored like 20% of his health or something there, jeez. But Ghost does resist poison, which I kind of forgot, so there's that. But let's go into Rotom here, as he goes right into Aerodactyl, so that is pretty convenient. I can just Volt Switch right on out. I barely live the Ice Fang, except he flinches me, which really sucks. So I definitely do want to save this since I have the rest of Chestos, so I'm going to play very risky right here. Go into Hitmonlee. This is Choice Scarfed Hitmonlee, which hopefully he won't expect, and I can just outspeed him and kill him. That crit definitely did not matter, because I do have Reckless Nature, so yeah, just surprise him with Choice Scarfed Hitmonlee there. And this is definitely not a standard old 5th gen RU threat. This is just a Pokemon I liked using, because it's actually, I think it's pretty good. Pain Split. Oh, that actually helps me out. So thank you very much. I'm just going to Resto Chesto here and just forget that I ever was in peril. But he just trick-or-treated me. I did not know that was a thing, but apparently I'm Ghost type now. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to hit him Power Fire. I know he can't Leech Seed me, but he is just going to spam Pain Split, which I can't really do too much about. So I'm just going to keep Hit Empowering. Oh, that's actually a pretty interesting strategy there to, yeah, that's really cool. To make you Ghost type and then have super effective Shadow Sneak. But looking at his team, I shouldn't really need this Rotom. Well, it could be useful, but at this point, I just want to save switch into Nidoqueen here so I can just get off a Sludge Wave, kill this thing. And I kind of, at the beginning of this, emphasized how Stealth Rocks might be important, but I still have not gotten an opportunity to get my Stealth Rocks up here. So I really should have looked to do that sooner. It may not even be worth it now to go way out of my way to get those up, but you never know. If I get like a safe switch or something, I might be able to do that. But he sends in a Scavalier. Apparently he doesn't really know too much about Nidoqueen because I am just going to be able to go in with that Fire Blast. So get out of here, Scavalier. That was a really weird switch. Maybe he thought I was choiced. I could see that being a viable option because I think I had taken prior damage, and he didn't see Life Orb or Leftovers, but obviously with sheer force, I do not take Life Orb Recoil, so there's that. Just gonna go into Scavalier here. I don't know why I just didn't do this first turn, because this thing pretty much counters Ambipom, and I can just go for a Mega Horn on anything that he sends in. I should, okay, I missed that, but that's not too big of a deal. This thing is actually kind of a problem. I'm thinking it's going to Flamethrower this turn. Let's see, what does he have left? He's got Electros, Hawlucha, and Ambipom. So definitely need to save Escavalier. Hitmonlee is my most useless thing at this point. I actually live that, so that's actually really good, so I can just go for a high jump kick here. But Hitmonlee is my least useful thing because Hawlucha is going to be able to take any hit, and Ambipom can easily revenge me with a Fake Out. But since I was able to live that Flamethrower, because Hitmonlee has a really good natural physical bulk, I'm going to just be able to send in my Nidoqueen here, and just go for a Sludge Wave and take him out. If he goes in Hawlucha, I can take any hit, just kill him with an Ice Beam. And Ambipom, I should be the same deal, pretty much. Or if he sends an Ambipom, I could go into a Scavalier again. That would probably be the better option, because Scavalier seems to hardwell Ambipom, as Ambipom has not very... Well, Ambipom has coverage moves like Payback and stuff, but those are really, really weak moves in general, so... And I have Ice Beam on my Nidoqueen. I thought there might be some like dragon type threats around, like Dragal, or well, Dragal I could kill anyway, but like Haxorus. But I'm thinking at this point I might just want Thunderbolt, just if someone wants to run, or if someone has Slowking. But actually Ice Beam is good for Gourgeist, so I don't know. We'll see. And I don't know why I stated on this, but it doesn't really matter because this is his last Pokemon. And I have quite a few guys left. So that should be pretty much it. His team is kind of interesting. I don't think it's optimal. It just seems to be pretty thrown together. I mean, my team is extremely thrown together too, don't get me wrong. But he seems... I don't know. Hawlucha, even though it is like one of my... He just bounced. Hawlucha, even though it is one of my favorite XY Pokemon, it does not seem very viable now that Flying Gem is not an item. So, I don't know too much about Hawlucha. That Gourgeist set was interesting. Don't know how viable it'll be. And then Electros can be viable, but it is definitely, I think, going to be a lower tier. But, yes, that was that battle. So, let's get another one really quick here. Just see what kind of things we see. All right, we are back. That took freaking forever to finally find a battle, but we finally got an opponent here. He's got a Sableye, which is really, really annoying, and he's got a Fortress, which somehow is freaking LU. which I don't get at all. But we're just going to lead with Azelf here. Hopefully he doesn't lead off with Sableye. Okay, he leads with that. That is actually quite annoying, and I don't want my Focus Sash to be broken quite yet. So let's see, what should we do here? I'm going to go into Scavalier. He's probably just going to U-turn here. Scavalier can take this really well. It pretty much is going to force him into... Actually, that's going to... Okay, he just brings in Sableye. I was going to say, he could just send in Fortress there and set up a bunch of hazards, but he decides to just bring in Sableye just because he wants to burn something, which I'm fine with. I'm just going to let Rotom get burned because I do have the Chesto Berry. And this turn, he may go into Fortress. I'm not quite sure. I'm just going to Volt Switch. He does just go into Fortress. I could have Leaf Stormed, or I could have hit him Power Fired there, but most people do. Or I would not be surprised at all if he stayed in with Sableye against Rotom, and if I Leaf Stormed and he brought this in, then he could have gotten a bunch of free hazards. So anyway, let's just bring in Nidoqueen and just threaten this thing out. He's most likely going to predict this Fire Blast and bring in either like Quagsire or something. I'm not sure. I'm just going to... What a guy. He just set up Stealth Rocks. So I guess he wants to die here. Oh my god. I guess he just wants to get really lucky here. This is why Fortress should not be LU in any way because of that type of freaking BS. So now I'm going to go into Rotom. Really? This guy's team is the most annoying thing ever, but he's probably going to go into Fortress this turn, so I can just destroy him. Get some nice revenge for all of that just annoyingness that he just put me through. So that's that. He sends in Meloetta. He does have Spikes and Rocks up now. I do have Rapid Spin on my Hitmonlee, but he does have a Sableye, which he is going to switch in every single time. So that is not really an option, and this is actually looking pretty bad for me, to be honest. I do not really have that many options here, so actually I am just going to stay in and Leaf Storm as he Relic Songs, and I do hit myself in confusion, so that is pretty unfortunate. So now I'll go into Azelf, because he is fighting type right now, and I can just outspeed him and kill him. Because in that form he is fighting type, and he does not have very good defenses. Or he has good defense, but he doesn't have good special defense, I should clarify. Alright, looking at his team, this Azelf could be useful. Actually, I'm going to need this because this is the only grass coverage I have. So I'm going to go into a Scavalier as I take a bunch of damage from hazards. And he does still have the Quagsire. I'm going to Mega Horn. Should do a lot to it still. I think that's unresisted. Ooh, or I could just kill that Sableye straight up, which is very, very, very good. That is the thing that was just stopping any sort of offensive momentum I could possibly have. Because now I can just... Whoa, okay. That's really good. Okay, so he just swaggered me, and then I just O-code him with Mega Horn, even though he's a Quagsire and I'm a physical attacker. So he must not have been running unaware. He was just running Swagger. But now he's just going to kill me with that Fire Blast, and I really, really want these hazards gone, so I'm going to go into Hitmonlee. If he's Scarfed... Actually, wait, what does he even have left? Oh, wait, I could just high jump kick here. Yeah, I don't even need to get rid of the hazards. I'm just going to high jump kick. Holy moly, that Oko's Flygon. That is insane. But basically, that battle was just him using a cheese team, and he cheesed me at the very beginning of the battle, but then I was able to break through his confusion on the crucial turns where it mattered, and I was able to Oko his Fortress, and then Oko his Quagsire when it confused me. And he made a very bad switch into Sableye also on that Choice Band of Mega Horns. So a Scavalier just came in, stopped all the stalling, and annoyingness that he was trying to do. And yeah, so that was that battle. That was really not a good battle, but I think I'm going to end this recording here just because it took me like 15 minutes to get that battle, and I'm probably not going to be able to get any other good battles today. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Also, just a little note of discussion. Apparently they're suspecting Swagger, and I personally hate Swagger. I think it's a really stupid move. So I would not be sad to see it go at all, but at the same time, I don't really think Swagger is a broken move in the slightest. So suspecting it is kind of silly in my opinion, but if they do end up banning it, I will not be complaining in the slightest. So leave comments about that, get some discussion going. But yeah, anyway, hopefully you just enjoyed this video, and hopefully you got to learn a tiny bit about LU, and maybe you'll want to play it now too. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you all later. Peace.